Throughout our lives, we all can recall watching fast food commercials that claim to be a healthy choice. For example, McDonald's, but truly are not. TV shows that make a boring and hard lifestyle look glamorous, easy and fun. The Office, 30 Rock. Movies and TV shows that have a storyline that seems very predictable but make you feel very satisfied with the ending. And lastly, movies based off of books like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Twilight, Hunger Games, and many more that get us so excited that the awesome books that we have read are finally going to pop out of the pages and jump into the big screen. But when we watch the movie, we'd leave the theater somewhat disappointed because the film didn't really portray the book like it should have. This, my fellow classmates, is called the culture industry. If you think really hard about everything you see and hear in the media, you will come to realize that the culture industry is everywhere and that a lot of the movies and commercials are trying to sell you lies and emotions for their own greedy benefit, which is truly depressing. I myself have been guilty of watching this kind of entertainment and believing every single bit of it. I decided to quit McDonald's as soon as I watched the documentary Supersize Me because of the effects it had on the human body. Recently, with the egg white delight McMuffin and with the yummy fresh freedom in a bowl salads, they got me right back where they had me. Learning about the culture industry will help us better understand that we are not receiving what we demand, but instead we are steered toward what the entertainment business wants us to believe we want. First, I will discuss the background and where the culture industry originated, and after, I will talk about how this theory applies to us today. So, now we are going into why what you chose to wear this morning may not have been your choice. This theory was first established in 1944 when Theodor Adorno and Max Horkheimer immigrated to the United States from Germany during World War II. They began to notice how manipulative Hollywood was and began what they named culture industry. They decided to uncover the capitalistic manipulation to the world by writing the book Dialectic of Enlightenment. In this book, they wrote about the ways in which the masses, meaning humans, were knowingly guided to believe and desire the things the entertainment world was willing to offer by creating false needs. According to Theodor Adorno, they embarked on a quest to prove that the customer is not king, as the culture industry would like to have us believe, not its subject, but its object. Now, let me break that down, what I just explained. Every day we are bombarded with commercials that are offering us different things, from everyday products to events and entertainment. These commercials are meant to make us feel the need to obtain or attend in order to satisfy a need we didn't even know we had. What these guys are trying to reveal is the fact that while we as a society feel special for being up to date with the latest gadgets, memberships, trends, clothes, or experiences, but are becoming victims of an industry whose goal is to have us under a controlled level of sameness. So, how has this been affecting us since the 1940s? How many of you own a smartphone? According to ABC News, an ABC News article, 61% of Americans own a smartphone. If you really take a good look at the entertainment industry, today, smartphones are everywhere. In the movies, they are shown as extremely helpful and indispensable. Commercials make people who don't have smartphones look stupid and dumb. The device has become a necessity to our society, a need that our grandparents didn't have at our age because the entertainment industry hadn't decided they needed it yet. Our society did fine without carrying a means of communication every second of the day. In my previous example, the majority of our grandparents barely knew what a phone was, but they went along with their lives just fine. Computer technology like the one in our smartphones, GPS, text, mobile phone, existed in their time but was solely used by the military. This wasn't until someone realized that they could make money by making all these available to the average person. Um, that the creation of these gadgets began to take place separately. Eventually, it would all be mixed into one handheld tool that the media would make sure everyone knew was necessary to have in order to function. Adorno and Horkheimer created this theory to uncover how fake and manipulative capitalism and culture industry can be. This theory being used by big corporates and producers to gain more consumers today. These big corporate producers are pinpointing certain social groups depending on the product in order to appeal to those groups. Think twice before you are swayed by the thick accents of the actors cast to sell you Louisiana fast fried chicken from Popeyes or the taste the fire from the grill of El Pollo Loco, as those companies are only looking to manipulate your cultural appetite. Now, now that I've covered my main points, I will now conclude my speech. It is good to know what the companies we are consuming from really want from us, and that most of the time we're not really purchasing what we want to purchase, but we are purchasing what the culture industry wants us to purchase. I first discussed the background of the cultural industry and how it was originated, and second, I explained how the theory applies to our everyday life. Hours, days, and even weeks can be spent listing the many way in which we have become victims of the culture industry. We must become a more conscious society when making a decision connected to what we think we need.